Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. Windy City Savage live back at it. Mr. Windy City himself, joined by SG3.
Thank you for introducing me. I appreciate you very much.
Alrighty.
Guys, freshly squeezed SG3. Go ahead.
And let's get into the news. And what a breaking news do we have? Once again, back at it. Gunther wins the World Heavyweight Champion tonight from Jey Uso.
Never lost it.
Well, look, man, I have nothing against Jey. I think him winning the title was rightfully deserving at Mania. Because, look, let's be real. He got over. He's super over still. He's selling merch. And putting him on the title was just, a great idea at the time. But here's the thing. We all knew that once he wins the title,
it's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time that he was going to lose it because there was just nothing more than him just a few words, yeet, doing his thing. He's still limit to a lot of things. So, rightfully so, I think Gunther winning it back tonight was the right thing. And was I shocked? Yes. No. I didn't think he was going to win it back on Raw. And at the same time, when we were watching it, honestly thought that at some point Seth was going to come in.
I thought that Jey was going to win and Seth would come in and
cash it in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think Gunther was going to win. And even then when Gunther won, I'm like, all right, so at what point does, Seth come in and we're just waiting and waiting, goes off the air and that's it. And then now Gunther's your World Heavyweight Champion.
Again,
ain't that something? Now he's going to go to Night of Champion as your World Heavyweight Champion. So
prestige book in the title. We're going to put prestige back in the title, make it what it's supposed to be.
So my thing is, Jey, obviously, I feel like he's going to have to get a rematch because it just
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions, so I can see that heading to that. Because who else do you have Gunther face in Night of Champions?
Nobody.
Slim pickings. So it'll be interesting to see does Gunther beat him clean?
I think Gunther's gonna beat him clean. However, I'll tell you one thing. Don't be surprised if Seth cashes in on Cody.
Cody?
Yeah, I feel like Cody's gonna beat Cena at the last event in December. Get back the title. Seth comes in and cashes. Wins the title.
Well, I wasn't gonna go there, but I was actually gonna say I think Jey gets interference from someone else new, and there goes your new feud, going onwards.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't think Gunther beats him clean again, because at that point you're just basically jobbing out your ex-World Heavyweight Champion, and you're making Jey look even weaker than what it should be.
I mean, he didn't look weak tonight, though. Tonight was a good match. Tonight was a really good match.
He didn't, but because there were some backstories of him being injured, because I don't know if you noticed, but commentary gets
yeah, of course. I mean, they show the whole video package, they show what they had to show, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at it, like, even him being injured, it still showed the fact that he was still wrestling, and he still did a fantastic job. Now, if you turn around and do this in 2 weeks, nothing happens. Oh, okay, cool. Now it's like you're focusing on the healthy Jey Uso. What's going to happen now? I expect a good match. I expect Jey to lose clean again.
I think it make him look weak, bro, because it's like back-to-back, your ex-champion, clean. Dude, at that point, you're just like putting him as a whipping boy. It makes sense for him to have like a interference, start a new feud, could just be Logan Paul once again. Because I don't think they're still unfinished business right there, it seems like. I just don't think Gunther beats him clean back-to-back. It just makes Jey look weak. And honestly, dude, the guy's still selling merch. The guy's still super over. He's still going to be super over. But hey, congrats, Gunther. You're a champion once again, man. Honestly, I'm going to be interested to see who tries to take the belt off of this guy. Oh, and I mean, we already hear the rumors that Goldberg's going to have his retirement match. And most likely it's going to be against Gunther. So it makes more sense if Gunther holds the title. And look, despite how you feel with Goldberg, this is retirement match. And if WWE agreed to it, I mean, why not add the title to it, man? His last run, go for the title.
Regardless of how he looks.
Yeah.
It still has prestige to the title.
Yeah. Look, I mean, in the end of the day, look, I am not the biggest Goldberg fan. I did not like the guy. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie, though. He's still a main eventer. He's still sold merch. He's still super over in WCW. He's still a Hall of Famer. And why not? Hey, go for the one last title run and then call it quits. You know, what a career for him if that was the case, man. I got nothing against it. It makes sense, pay-per-view wise, number wise, everything. So they may be in the future, as well as the future looks bright for R-Truth, who now goes by
Ron Killings.
Yeah, which would be his TNA name from, you know, back in the day, obviously.
You see him flipping between the two?
No. So here's the thing, bro. So what they're saying is that Emmanuel, what's his fucking face from TKO, had to approach
Manuel Khan.
Yeah, had to approach Truth like
Khan.
last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, he told him basically like, all right, so what do you want? You know, like agreement, because they were reaching out for him after all the backlash that they got from the fans, and rightfully so. And Truth wasn't returning any of the calls, any of the message until he came about and reached out to him, and Truth paid attention and said, what deal can we work out here? You know, what can happen? So the agreement was, I'll come back as Ron Killing. And here's the rumor. He's going to end his career soon, actually.
I see it.
And yeah, and he wants to end it on a serious note. He doesn't want to be the comedian anymore. He wants to come back to Ron the Truth Killing, which in TNA, he was their world, I think his first world black heavyweight champion, NWA champion. I think that was his first, yeah. If I'm correct, it was. And he was a badass wrestler. He was great. I mean, honestly, that's where I got introduced to R-Truth. I got introduced in TNA, and he was a badass. Him with the Road Dogg back in the day, and K-Dog in their little clique. I mean, that shit was gold, man. Honestly, this guy always had the charisma. And now that he's back to Ron Killing, that's going to be a serious role. And we saw that tonight on Raw, how he said, like, R-Truth was a comedic
Yeah,
guy.
he was a comedic guy.
Yeah.
He was a forgiving guy.
And he cut his dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just put a statement out there. Like, this is it, man. Like, I'm done. Like, this is the last, you know, hoorah. And that being said, I don't think he has a legit contract with WWE. I feel like this is like a year thing. Literally like a year. Like, we're going to pay you this set amount, and we're going to give you what you want, and we're going to get you one last ride. Now, it could mean they could, you know, get something going after it's done, and he could probably be in an ambassador or backstage role, or maybe he'll just split out, you know, call it quits. But that's the thing, man. Once they brought him back, so put it this way. All right, voices were heard, fans backlash, and a lot of them were, you know, a lot of fans, you know, I like to say a lot of WWE fanboys are saying this is a work. It's not a work. Truth said it himself. This was never a work. His son said the same thing. Even the wrestlers around them, the people that knew Truth, said it best. Said, no, this guy would not want to work over the fans like that. He will never go out the way to fool the fans like that. And I believe it. I don't think this was a work. I think legit they're going to let him go. So, by the way, they didn't let him go yet. They still had time in his contract, but it looks like they renegotiate something to make sure he's for the time being.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that being said,
Why can't they do the same thing for Carlito?
Carlito's not over, bro. Like,
he has his moments and his gimmicks.
Look, bro, we cannot just give everybody a fucking, oh man, you know what can we do? Dude, it's only for the guys that matter. Carlito, I could care less. And I said it before. But as that being said, WWE fucked up. And they knew they fucked up. And during the press conference after Money in the Bank, someone asked about, you know, Ron's killing and his contract and him coming back. All Triple H got to say really was like, did you enjoy the show? Okay, good. You know, like, it looks like there's a bit of ego going on. Like, they don't want to admit that they were wrong.
Okay. What about if Triple H was actually trying to say that, though? Like, remember, he may be directive head of WWE, but he still has to answer to a boss.
Who's the one that let him go?
I think it was probably TKO.
It was Triple H.
Well, even Triple H was told to let him go. Because if you look at it, TKO's making a whole bunch of cuts.
Yeah, but it still comes directly. Like, in the end of the day, Triple H is the one in charge of, like, talent. So he still was the one that had the final say. So it's like I feel like Eagles are hurt in a way that there's a thing that I feel like this guy is kind of like, I don't want to admit when I'm wrong. So I'm just gonna pretend like, because remember a couple of weeks back we had him basically say during WrestleMania weekend is like, I don't care what the fans say. like I don't pay attention to that shit. But obviously they do, because we brought back Ron Killings. Congrats to us. Yeah, we got a chokehold in this company. And so this is my big thing, is that if you want to acknowledge that you guys made a mistake, that's trying to say that our voices is not heard. No, our voices are heard. So that's a thing. Hold these guys accountable, man. It's like, look, WWE, you did right. You brought them back, right? But at the same time, don't try to not acknowledge us and says that, no, it wasn't because of you guys. You know, it was all work. Like, no, bro, it wasn't a work. We all know that. You guys messed up. You guys should just own up to it, and that's it. You know, every company makes a mistake.
That's true.
It's not a bad thing, man. As far as that, dude, did you not notice his shirts went on sale at Ron Killing? And boy, did they jack up the fucking prices from $30 to almost $50.
Good God, no wonder stop buying shirts.
So now you got to pay $60 because of shipping and taxes to go get yourself a Ron Killing shirt. So obviously they brought the guy back, and now they're charging us to go buy him a fucking shirt. You know?
Yeah, how many people are lined up to buy that shirt though?
Who knows, man? I mean, like, man, I don't know, man. It's just, here's the thing, man. You win one, then you lose another battle. Dude, man, that's the thing with TKO. They're just drawing the fans out as much as they can with this stuff, and we're on. By the way, any saying into all this, by the way, before I move on to the next segment, because it just ties in.
Congratulations to Truth for coming back.
Ron Killings.
Ron the Truth Killings. We appreciate you for coming back. Thank you. Can't wait to see him in a serious role. Can't wait to see what he does. I feel like they're gonna give him either the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title.
I feel like we're gonna get a John Cena and Ron Killing an actual match, like an actual serious match. Like they're gonna go 15, 20 minutes at it, back and forth. Because now we got that serious
Truth.
Yeah,
because he was even serious for the picture of the comeback. You know.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna get a lot of good shit out of him. And if this is his last run, why not? You know. Give him his last goodbye.
Go home.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be done though this year. I think it's gonna be done within about 2 years.
Could be. Depends on his contract. I mean,
here's the thing. If I'm TKO, let Cena have this moment right now, because you don't want to overlap the two of them.
Obviously.
Because we're losing already Cena at the end of the year. Next year it's like, well, we just went from losing Cena to a few months later we lose. 6 months later we lose Truth.
That's why. But that's the thing. You can't stop the yeah. Like
I would just say at least give it 2 years. Truth still has about 2 good years left in him.
But that depends on Ron Killings and what he negotiates. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll talk more as the story develops. We'll look into it and see when what the contract is, because it's gonna come out.
Oh yeah. I mean, not only that, bro, but just like I said, you can't stop the inevitable where AJ Styles is about to retire too pretty soon, because he said he's not gonna wrestle past 50, and he's already pretty much at that point. Yeah, so
let's knock it right on it.
Yeah, might as well knock everybody out this year.
Literally.
Yeah, but yeah. So put it this way: greedy as greedy could be, and guess what? WrestleMania is back at it, back to back, 2 years in a row. We're going back to Vegas, brother, Sin City. 42 has been announced. Saw the commercials. Triple H said it himself. We were so successful financially in Vegas. Why not run it back? And indeed they did. All right, let me get your thoughts on that, brother.
I don't like it.
Okay, why not?
Because it's going to be super expensive.
What else?
Again, it's going to be expensive. You're basically showing that TKO has more of hands on the product than what we thought.
Even then, bro, it's just like, at the end of the day, it's a financial thing. And that's the thing, is that they don't care about the fans no more. It's like, you announce
it's because, again, I'll tell you again, TKO doesn't care about the fans. Notice TKO doesn't really bring a lot of big events to the Chicagoland area. They mostly do their big events in Florida, Jacksonville, Vegas, New York,
Well, whatever city offers them more money.
No, just keep it those three. Like they'll have a couple moments here in Chicago, but like they'll keep it really quiet.
Well, it's because
it's nothing super huge.
Yeah, because those cities are willing to offer them millions of dollars to come in, take over the city, while a city like us, they don't offer them. New Orleans didn't offer them as much. That's why they got out of there.
I just think, dude, I'm going back to what I'm saying. They're gonna just stay. Don't be surprised if for the next at least 5 years, it's New York, Vegas, Florida hosting the 4 major WWE events.
Could be
next 5 years, dude. At least minimum next 5 years. Don't be surprised if that's a triangle.
Yeah, but
Chicago will get something here and there, a couple SmackDowns, a couple Raws, sprinkle in there because we love it. But the big ones, yeah, those 4.
Yeah, well, it's because, like I said, bro,
those 3. Sorry.
In the end, it was all due to the city, which city's offering them more money and discounted stuff as well. Because Vegas is offering them once again more money, and not only that, but they made a lot of revenue on top of like they got a cut, I think, in hotels and all that. And
of course,
yeah, like that's the thing they're looking at is like, what cities can we make the most money at? And New Orleans wasn't one of them, and that's why they ran out of there. Now they're promised Indy one for the future. We don't know when that's going to happen anymore. I don't know. They're also promised Nashville. Remember that one? Nashville's
got to get hotter first.
Yeah, but they actually had a contract. They have a contract with Nashville. And it's the same one that they had with Indy. So that's the issue. Now,
I think this was before the bye, right? So before this after the bye?
Yeah, it was after.
Okay, so cool. Look, you kind of helped me with my point there. The next 5 years, Florida, New York, Vegas are going to host your top 4 main events.
Yeah, but this contract was promised in the next couple of years, because I think I remember Nashville was promised 27, like the year 27, and Indy was promised too, like because we did get the Rumble.
We got the Rumble,
yeah. So
and then we're gonna get the Rumble in Minnesota.
Wait, what?
We're supposed to get the Rumble, aren't we, in Minnesota in a year?
Saudi Arabia's next year. I don't know about that. I haven't heard bro yet.
There was something in Minnesota coming up. I remember that.
They talk about Minnesota, but nothing's been actually like down and dirty contract type of thing. But I know Nashville did get a contract. He did get a contract. Those are the cities that are supposed to get a lockdown. But now with Saudi getting the Royal Rumble, I could see them going eventually to Saudi for a Mania. Probably, who knows, in the next 2 years. That's already kind of been like locked down, it looks like. Because if they got a Rumble, why wouldn't they get a Mania at this point?
True.
Yeah. It's corporate greed, man. Like you said, it's going to increase even more ticket prices. It's going to charge you more for merchandise.
It's going to charge us to stay there more.
Yeah.
Heck, you know what? Let's go ahead and ask you a question. Last time when you went, how much did you spend on hotel rooms?
1,000. I stayed at the MGM, so like 1,500. Okay.
So now just imagine. Let's put you go to the MGM any regular weekend of the year, not Mania weekend. How much do you think that? Do you think it will cost you $1,500?
If you get it on time, yes. If you wait last minute, probably cost you a lot more. And that depends. Okay, so that also depends if. So here's the thing what we talked about, like I think it was 2 weeks ago, and the rumor then running it back to Vegas is unless it has the all-in effect, where Tony Khan ran it back in London twice, and the first time it did so well, but second time it flopped. Can you see? No, put it this way. Let me put it this way. I was at that Vegas one. They did not sell out the arena, bro.
They haven't sold out. They didn't even sell the Money in the Bank.
No. So there was a lot of empty seats, and they were putting like those tarps over them. And I think it was really like 50,000 people. That's the number they actually came out. So if they sell 40,000 tickets, it's a flop. And not only that, but they will decrease prices the sooner it gets, because if they're not selling it, they're gonna have no choice but decrease hotel prices, decrease ticket prices. Because I think that's what happened in Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide. They had a decrease of tickets, and I think Worlds Collide did sell out because I guess it got so cheap that it did sell out. And they tried with Money in the Bank, but I don't think they sold out either.
No, there was a lot of empty seats when I was watching it.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan because you want every city to get their own. Running them back as a fan, you'll go, but you lose that experience of visiting every new city every year. It's like a new vacation.
It's like a mini vacation, honestly.
Yeah, I don't see it successful. I'm just say this now. I don't think this is going to be as successful as they think. I don't think they learn from Tony Khan's big ass mistake.
I feel, you know what, if I was them, let's put a worst case and you pull out of Norla. Go to New York. Go to what's it called?
Should have went to London.
Go to fucking Tampa Bay. Go to one of those stadiums, Miami Dolphin Stadium again. You're not going to take over Jacksonville, but one of those two stadiums, you take over them, you're fine. You're good because it's like, all right, cool. Look, we got sun, we got people coming over, dude. You got to understand right now, dude. A lot of places in the north want to get away from the cold during that time. They want to wear shorts. They want to wear short sleeves again. They want to feel like it's actually spring again. So at that point, it's like you start going to a tropical, more warmer climate. That's why they went to the desert last year. They're gonna do it again this year. If I was them, I still would have gone more like to Miami, Tampa, one of those two spots.
So, and I agree with you. So the thing is, though, man, it's like you're charging us an arm and a leg for tickets, but yet you're still giving us the shittiest product in the fucking world right now. WWE last year was at their hottest. They fumbled this stuff really bad so far, man.
They've been fumbling for a while, though.
Yeah, and let's go into this real quick.
Yeah, fucking Nikki Bella tonight, dude. I'm so pissed at that.
Well, put it this way. Why bring the fuck back out of Nikki Bella and you got to let go of R-Truth? Budget cuts. Why bring in her and try to get rid of the other one?
Because she's from Phoenix and notice no one gave a rat's ass the fact that she was there.
You had a few fans cheering, but that's about it.
Who? Her family?
Probably.
Her family, that's it, because no one really cared about her ass showing up. They cared more about Liv Morgan coming in than her.
Right. I mean, I tend not to agree more, but put it this way, where I was going to head to. Okay.
Sorry, still pissed.
No, that's cool. No worries. Rant that shit out. Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. Let's do a little quick review just between the two. Okay, SG3. You watch both, right?
See, we watched it together.
Alrighty. So put it this way. Between the two, what do you think was a better PLE? Okay, mind you, one was free on YouTube, and then one you had to pay on Peacock. So,
or depending on if you're on your cable company, you probably got it, or your internet company, depending. I liked the more Worlds Collide.
I did too. I thought it was a better show, despite Conan. Look, I'm giving the man some credit here. All right.
No, do not. No,
don't
do this.
Okay.
No. Nikki Bella had more oomph in her voice today than Conan did the whole show.
I'm gonna give him credit because without him, let's put it this way: there's nobody in the world more knowledgeable than him when it comes to AAA.
Of course,
and he did fill in that background. The issue with Conan is
he's monotone.
Well, the thing is, he went in there as a podcaster because we all know he has the Keep It 100 podcast, and I listen to that shit every day almost. I love that fucking show. I love Disco Inferno and all those guys. I honestly thought Disco Inferno should have been on the announce team, would have been better. But Conan is that laid back podcaster. And let's put it this way, he has a lot of health issues. He's not the same guy as he used to be. I'll give him credit. If it had been a third man, he would have fit in perfectly. And I would have had no problem. But the two-man team.
It's because, again, you had Corey Graves come in with all the excitement. Oh, this move just popped on. Look at what they did. Okay, yeah, that was really awesome. You know what he did? Yeah, he did that.
Awesome. I know, that's awesome.
I was like, what?
That's the thing, bro.
I wanted to a couple of times just mute it and just say, okay, just let me just enjoy the action because the commentary kills it.
Yeah, I was working out and I was texting you during that time because it was earlier. And I'm like, bro, you watching the commentary? Like, look, man, as the third man, this guy would have done well if you would have add
the knowledge.
Byron Saxton, Corey Graves, and then it would have been
them too, do what they used to do.
And then have Conan with the AAA knowledge. Perfect. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And then one more thing that kind of I'm not sure if this was how Rey Mysterio was trying to interpret it, but it's like WWE's the Lucha Libre to America. It wasn't because of AEW, it wasn't because of TNA. Eric Bischoff brought that to America back in WCW days. Come on, bro.
Dude, that whole thing was nothing but WCW clips.
Exactly my point, man. I thought that was kind of cringe coming from Ray. It's like, bro, you came from that era. You were there.
How you were at the very first one?
Yeah.
1994.
Yeah, it was stupid, but whatever. You know.
I guess that's what. Hold on. I'm guessing that's what you're trying to say, though. So they brought it back, meaning that AAA hadn't come over with another big company in a while. Here it is. Only thing I can justify that whole spiel for.
I guess.
Only justifiable thing that
it's
can
not
be
like we have MLW on the other side.
MLW, CMLW, you know, basically how many luchadors are now in WWE, how many luchadors are in AEW, how many.
It is what it is. But I mean, the match card was solid, bro. I mean, everything. I mean, the main event itself too.
Hijo de Viking was friggin' awesome, dude.
Yeah, Chad Gable too. Congrats to him. God, honestly, dude, he wrestled really great tonight, and I mean that night. Honestly, man, overall, I felt more excited. Like, look, you didn't have too much story, but it worked. Like, you felt the energy.
Yeah,
you felt the crowd, you felt the energy. It was great. Get into Money in the Bank. Honestly, dude, me and you said it, like, the women's are probably going to kill it because they had so much.
I am surprised.
It was bad. It wasn't bad, but it was okay. It wasn't great.
I'm still surprised.
Well,
I'm not. It's not even bad, dude. It's just. It was more like just surprising the fact that Naomi.
I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, because in the end of the day, she's the dark horse.
Really, dude. Another one of us who had her. I had Alexa Bliss. Come on, multiple times. Dude, even I looked at you, I was like, dude, look, it's my two chicks, Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez. Dude, right here. Here's my W. And then, damn it.
Yeah, but I think it's the right call. I honestly think so. I think it's her time to shine. And now that she's a heel, all right, let's see what we could get. But the thing was, bro, I wasn't impressed with the women's Money in the Bank. I was impressed more last year. They killed it last year.
Yeah.
But this year was kind of like lackluster. It was okay, but it wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be, because that was a stacked roster of women. Talented. They should have been better.
I feel like they had a downplay.
They were scared or something.
No, I feel like they were told to downplay.
I don't know. I think they were scared because last year was fucking crazy.
Again, I think they downplayed. You know why? Because we said it. Seth's going to win. We knew how Seth was going to win. So you had to build in multiple storylines into one match to kind of rock you back and forth.
Well, if that's the case, that was the stupidest idea. Because why charge so much so you could downplay everything, you know? And all right, let's get into that. Men's Money in the Bank. I'm not gonna lie.
It was good.
It was good.
It
was great. Right. It wasn't the greatest that I ever watched, but it was great. It was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it's honestly.
But was it kind of overplayed with, you know, what's it called?
Solo Jacob.
Well, Solo coming out, you know, all slow motion. Like, all right, let's do this, bro. Just come in, let's get it going. Start attacking. Don't downplay so much. It's kind of overplayed. Otherwise, though, I did like seeing, you know, Jacob Fatu finally, you know, splitting away from Solo. Dude, honestly, there were some spots that I thought was great, especially Penta.
Penta was phenomenal. Dude.
Yeah,
Penta was honestly, freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, he was amazing, man. Hell, dude, El Grande Americano too.
Yeah,
had some good ass spots. Honestly, that was a lot better than I expected.
Penta against Andrade when he did the Mexican Destroyer.
Yeah, dude, that was
so.
But honestly, bro, I was like hoping, like, God, man, like third time's the charm. Come on, LA Knight, you're in LA. Get it. Your third fucking time in there. Like, come on, WWE.
Dude, he's a modern day Shelton Benjamin. Stop it. Come on. He's a modern day Shelton Benjamin.
But it's like, bro, you want to shock the system one day. No, it's just give it.
Well, they did it. They did it.
Nobody was shocked.
No, they shocked the system earlier.
Right. Oh, well.
Naomi. That's it. That was your shock. That's it. We washed our hands. We're good. That's exactly what they did.
Man. But still, it's like, obviously we knew he was going to win. Look, everything was great. The ending was shit. That's all I'm going to call it. Look, when Seth grabbed it, you thought CM Punk might come out. You thought some other person.
Sami Zayn.
Grabs, took it, second time in a row. I don't feel nothing for it. Honestly, it's
I'm just counting down to when it's supposed to happen. I'm saying it happens in December.
Yeah. And then we move on to the main event where I thought it was lackluster too.
I fell asleep during it. I don't know if you remember. I fell asleep during it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Logan Paul was the star of the show.
Always is a star of the show, though. That kid, honestly, listen, regardless of how you feel about celebrities coming to WWE, regardless of how you feel about wrestlers coming into the wrestling industry and wrestling world, Logan Paul has set a fucking bar. And the scariest part, every time he comes out, he raises it and raises it and raises it.
I know. I'll give him that. That was the, honestly, it was the best part of the whole main event. And that's when we finally got shock appearance. R-Truth.
Ron Killings.
Now. Hey, at the time, we didn't know. Until his merch came out afterwards. But like I said, worlds collide over Money in the Bank, personally. Yeah. So let's get into some other little quick news. Mariah the Glamours, because that's so far that we know her name. She never said Mariah May. She said Glamours is here. So she's going by the Glamours so far as her nickname. But we're not sure if she's going to get that Ricky Star to Ricky Saint treatment. But like Mariah May is actually her real name. So it's like they shouldn't have any issue. But you know how WWE likes to trademark names so they could make sure they get all the profit? So we'll see what her actual name is.
Except for John Cena.
Yeah. But let's see what her actual name is. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty good debut. How she debuted, it was kind of nice. Not gonna lie.
We're kind of right though. She was gonna show up by Evolution. I said she was gonna go show up at Evolution, but hey, she showed up before.
The next day.
Literally, the next day.
The next day, it was like, oh shit.
Called it here for a show. Ha! All right.
You said Evolution, bitch.
Listen, motherfucker, it's still the same shit. I said before, it's the same shit.
Sure. Anyways.
Say it's too soon. Look at that.
Look, well, put it this way. Either way, she'll be at Evolution, most likely. She'll have a match. She has to have
so will Nikki Bella.
Fuck that shit.
Guarantee she has one fucking match at Evolution.
We'll probably get into Evolution next week as we get closer to the PLE by then.
First, let's focus on King of the Ring.
King of the Rings and all this
and
stuff.
not the champions. And that one.
Yeah. As well as another news that there's rumors going around that Karrion's Cross contract has not been renewed yet, and it's about to expire this summer, it looks like. Look, man, don't fumble the ball on Karrion Cross. The man is great. The man could talk. The man has the look.
The man can wrestle.
The man could cut promos. The man could cut promos on the internet. That he's just talented, man. He just has that special aura about him that it's like, fuck, this guy's cool. You know, like don't for real. Like, you ever seen someone, you're like, damn, that guy's cool, man. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I want to be him. You know? But he has it. Honestly, dude. And his merch was selling at some point. Hot. It was
after the rant.
Yeah. Dude, that rant looked like it came from the heart.
Yeah, it really did.
And it's like, if you do not sign this guy and do something with him, not only just sign him, but do something already, man. It's just like you're fumbling once again. I don't understand what's going on and why you're not letting the fucking monster loose. Finally, give him something. Give him a fucking Intercontinental title run, for God's sakes, man. I'm not asking for the World Heavyweight. I'm just asking for an Intercontinental. I just
remember right now. I was like, who the hell's the Intercontinental? Oh yeah, it's Dom. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know, bro. What do you think about all this?
I hope that they actually sign him again. He's good on the mic. He's good on what's going on. Worst case scenario, you know what? They don't sign him. You know what? For whatever reason, because Nikki Bella cost him an arm and a leg. for her one match that she's gonna do terribly and horribly and everything. And then we're gonna see him go to AEW
or TNA.
He'll probably go to AEW.
I think he's been in TNA.
I think so, but I think he's gonna go to AEW.
But that's the thing, though. You think AEW is gonna want it? He knows that if he goes to AEW, he's not gonna get used either. It's gonna be another Alistair Black type of incident. Yeah, Malachi Black. That's what I'm trying to remember his name in AEW.
Yeah, Black McAllister. Hi.
Yeah, it's gonna be another issue with that. It's the same shit. It's like he knows he's not gonna get used, and he's not gonna like it there either. I think he best bet is to go to TNA, or hell, go back to the Indies. He did well in GCW when he showed up. I still think he has it in him to go back to the Indies. Let's just hope for the best, man. Let's just hope WWE doesn't fumble with this. So I think Collusion. I'm not sure if it's this week or next week, but last week Fighter Fest, it was a 4-hour show. So what happened was that AEW combined Dynamite and Collusion back to back in one night. So they're gonna run this back once again. And there's been rumor talks. Nothing's official, sprinkles out there. But put it this way, the rumor is that Collusion looks like it might change its dates pretty soon. Because Saturday is not working well. Saturday has never worked well for any wrestling promotion. Name me one promotion that did well on a Saturday in the last fucking 30 years.
None.
It's because everybody has things to do Saturdays, man. It's a dead day for wrestling. I mean, look, as a hardcore, as like Tony Khan says, the sickos, we're gonna watch. All right. I used to watch Collusion, but eventually it's just lost a lot of star power, and so I'm just like, what's the point? And I just watch, clips and stuff instead. Or sometimes I'll leave it in the background. I'm bored on Saturdays. I'll just leave it on the background. Say, all right, fuck it. But they might change the date, and it looks like they're testing the waters because they have changed it a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. They had it on Thursday because of the NHL and
NBA playoffs.
Yeah. So they changed it to Thursday, and now they're going 4 hours. So they look like they're trying to wiggle out what day they could, put it on. Personal opinion here, bro. I say Thursdays, man.
I say Monday.
Against Raw?
Raw and Netflix, though.
Still, though, that's still Raw, man.
So, I mean, if you want cable, if you want cable on Monday, right there. On cable on Monday, right there. After the NHL and NBA playoffs, after the finals are done, what else are you going to do? What are you going to do on Monday nights?
I don't know, man. Watch Raw.
A lot of people are not going to watch it because they don't want Netflix just yet.
So that's another thing, too. Raw's viewership is incredible.
That's why it's been declining.
Pretty bad for everybody, not even just AEW lately.
So pretty soon, you jump on Mondays. You give them that competition.
I'm sorry, bro. I want to agree with you. But I don't fucking think so, man. That's just crazy. That's another TNA type of move there when they try to go head to head and they got wrecked. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see it happening. Tuesdays against NXT. NXT will still beat them out because it's Collusion. This is not their Dynamite, their main, their main show. They'll get wrecked. And then that's where WWE's like, F you, we got you. Thursdays. The only company you're going head-to-head wrestling promotion-wise, TNA. And they're not in good terms with TNA. And, okay, why not?
So you get AEW Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
They don't have Fridays anymore.
Oh, they don't? Never mind.
No,
they got rid of Rampage. I'm sorry. I forgot.
They got rid of Rampage December, so it was just, or run it back Friday, I guess? I don't know. Sundays? I don't think Sundays worked. Actually.
No. Because your pay-per-views are Sunday.
Oh, yeah, their main
so their main pay-per-views.
Unless they do,
Thursday or Friday.
They do their, we're going to show Collusion 5 to 7, and then PLEs will be 7 to... It wasn't Sunday Night Heat type of days. Remember that?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it'll be a long show, but nobody really watched Sunday Night Heats. I did, but
let's go back to that. I mean, you already have a 6-hour show with AEW. You're going to add another 2? It's all fucking day work, man.
Why not? I don't agree either. I'm just trying to talk some shit. But
no.
let's add some interesting notes here for that actually. So there's been discussions that WBD is going to split into two different companies.
Okay.
So the concerning part is when they split, where does AEW lie on what part of that company? You know what
HBO
I mean?
Max side.
Okay, so do they get taken off of TV?
I can see it happening.
So
That's why they jumped over to the streaming platform like that.
So that means they're no longer on television, and that could be a big blow. So, and we don't know what's gonna happen yet.
I mean, it's not though. Let's put it. It hasn't affected WWE that bad. It's just now you're not going to be able to go to as many cities as you have. But they're barely testing the north side. They're going to Green Bay next week.
Okay, but dude, this is WWE on Netflix. Netflix, no matter what people want to say,
because Netflix has been there for so many years, though.
That's the motherland, bro.
Of course. So understand. I'm not trying to say what I'm trying to sit here and say is you have an opportunity here with streaming wise for Max, for HBO Max.
Okay, let me say something, bro. TNA has a platform on a channel that nobody watches. TNA also has a streaming platform
that nobody watches.
My point exactly is that you could have it on Max, but you're losing 600,000 viewers on TV, and that's not including HBO's numbers, which could add up to be 800 to 900. We never know.
They could probably find a crack $1 million.
They probably can. But the point is that that's a lot of viewers, bro. You're losing. I don't think this is a good thing no matter what. I don't. So, but this is just theory. In the end, they might just be fine. You know, they might just work out a contract with both companies and be like, yeah, you know, we like you guys. We'll keep.
Do what SmackDown, just do what SmackDown's doing, when they're both WGN or whatever channel they're on USA and Netflix.
Mm-hmm. I could see that happening, and you know, the companies are just probably splitting up and just trying to make more money this way.
I think WWD is trying to save their ass.
Yeah. Honestly, man, we don't know, but let's just hope for the best. Because, like I said, I don't want a
monopoly in
wrestling anymore. No more. So a little bit of a TNA news, real quick. Ace Austin's contract is set to expire. He was actually one half of ABC, which would be with Chris Bay before he got injured. So it looks like he's out. Predictions for me, real quick. I think the suitable place for him to head out next would be NXT. And I could see it because he has that skills. He has that same style as most NXT athletes have there. He's one talented motherfucker, though.
Dude, that young kid Evans that wrestled on Saturday, that's a fucking talented kid for 21 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Ace Austin, though, in NXT would fit very well.
He would.
He has a look about him, man. I mean, they could push this guy to the moon. Honestly, dude, if Chris Bay was healthy, same thing with him, man. He's talented. He has the look. He has the style, bro. These guys were great as a tag team. I hate to see Ace Austin leave and not reunite this tag team once again in the future. But, hey, man, it's wrestling. It's the way it goes. But, I mean, hey, man, hopefully it's the best for Ace Austin, man. Or, hey, we could end up in AEW. Who fucking knows? Just one more thing. Let's close this shit out. So here's the thing, bro. I fucking hate this shit. I don't like it. I don't know why they keep doing this to us. For God's sakes, I am getting sick and tired of these fucking promotions, logos everywhere. Money in the Bank was the thing that bothered me the most about that night was that every single spot was a fucking commercial. For God's sakes, you brought out the ladder. Fireball fucking ladder about all things. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like,
hey, man, it's for dreamers.
They're talking about
Seth Rollins won on the Fireball ladder.
Dog, the whole ring looks like shit now. They're talking about what, the Slim Jim table pretty soon?
Yeah, that's TKO though. That's TKO.
Pretty soon, there's gonna have these fucking wrestlers come out with fucking advertisements on their ass. You're gonna have Seth Rollins with fucking, what's it called?
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes, right? No, they advertise that shit. Dude wipes on them. Like, dude, seriously, man. Like, Like
the moment they put Prime on the ring, the moment the integrity of the business left. Plain and simple.
Look, man, I'm not here to bash WWE. Dude, I was one of the guys that were praising them last year when they were at their high point. But it looks like we're heading to that dark age now where it's starting to collapse. They're starting to try to push the hardcore fans out.
Go for that.
Yeah, and say, you know what? Fuck you. You guys could walk out the door. We're gonna advertise this shit. We're gonna throw so much stickers everywhere. We're gonna get rid of all your favorite wrestlers. Fuck the loyalty. We're gonna go back to Vegas, charge even more money, so you could get into.
I
Vegas.
can't wait for us to have a show about the prices of these fucking tickets. I cannot wait. I would feel like, you know what, dude? The day that the tickets release, let's have a show.
Yeah,
same fucking day. I'm down. You down?
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's go.
Pound it. Pound, nigga. Nah. But
okay.
My bad. But let's put it this way. Dude. I don't see TKO giving a shit about us for too long. They're gonna just keep screwing us over and over and over.
Pretty soon we're gonna have a show at the Sphere. WWE will have a show at the Sphere. Charge you $10,000 for front row seats, probably $25,000 for front row seats, $10,000 for nosebleeds, and people are still gonna fucking pay it. That's what they did with UFC.
I don't know, man. It's just like looking into Money in the Bank. Look, I'm glad they brought our truth. I'm glad our voices are heard, but it's just not gonna be for too long, man. It's just like things are going very south, and that's the thing. It's like I get the tribalism, man. I get. Did we get back on?
And we're live. Hey, we're back, y'all. After technical difficulties because someone decided didn't pay his internet bill at the right time.
Anyways, point being is, put it this way, man. Voices got to be heard. Let's just get straight to the point. Your voice is always going to be heard because guess what? You're in charge. You have the wallet. You have the power. Remember that. Fight back when it's necessary. That's all I got to say. My man, you got anything else? Final words.
Fight the power, man.
Final words of anything.
Fight the power.
All righty, man. So put it this way. We'll see you next time. You already know, same place, same spot, same 2 combo.
And also don't forget, this time we'll pay the internet bill.
Oh, yeah. Dig it.